There will absolutely be spoilers for the Mario movie in this video, so if you haven't seen it, save this to your watch later and come back. Okay, so we're gonna look at things in the Mario movie that are true because of things shown in the Mario movie. Or kinda true. So, implications of the Mario movie. First one, ice flower fields exist. I mainly say this because there's a big fire flower field. So why not an ice flower field? I think that makes sense. Second one, Little Mac exists and is a renowned fighter because the Punch Out Cafe exists, as you can see. And why would they make a cafe based on a video game? I get they do have those in real life, but not as often. Next one, Captain Falcon exists, but he's either a video game character or a real person who's a famous racer. I hope he's a real person who's a famous racer, but he could just be a video game character because Mario has a poster of him. But, you know. Next, Star Fox either exists, because we do see one of Star Fox's fighters. If I can find a screenshot, it'll be up right now. Or he's just like Captain Falcon and is just famous. Next one, the Pikmin exists. There is Pikmin, should be showing right now, in their apartment. So I would assume it's a video game character, because it looks like an amiibo. Maybe it's not. Maybe these people just like Pikmin. Like some people like different animals. Maybe they like Pikmin. Nintendo as a company exists, but they do not own the rights to Mario. Maybe after the events of Mario movie, they're like, oh, this guy's cool, can we make a video game based off of him? They do, whatever. It feels like the main IP they own is probably Kid Icarus or Legend of Zelda. However, I do not think Nintendo would do a Kid Icarus movie. I hope they do at some point, but I don't think their plan is to. So, that's why they showed Kid Icarus as the game he was playing, because they'll never do a movie on it. That's why they probably didn't show Legend of Zelda as the game he was playing, just because, you know, they do want to do a Legend of Zelda movie. I guess Kid Icarus, yeah, is their main IP. That's their Mario. Maybe they're not as successful in this universe. I don't know what year this movie takes place, but if it's in the NES, it's in the 80s, which makes sense in the timeline for this movie, except the fact that they have phones. So when does this movie take place? I'm kind of on a rant right now. When does this movie take place? I don't know, maybe because it's Kid Icarus, they don't make as much sales, they haven't upgraded to much consoles. I don't know. The DK Country, that's what I'm going to call this place, Damage Control is one of the best, and would be one of the best in the world, because of the amount of accidents happening. In that one sequence alone, we literally see a shop get blown up, and the guy, I hope, is fine. But like, how do you keep up with all that if you don't have a really good damage control? Koopas are willing to die for Bowser. Sometimes. It's weird. Because you remember Blue Shell, he kills himself. I assume he's dead. Except at the end, when the Bowser fight's happening, and like none of the Koopas do literally anything to help Bowser. Maybe they're scared, maybe they're like, oh, what is this place? They don't know, because it's a human world. There's some easy way to access power-ups, because the Toads have it, well, mostly Peach, and the Kongs have a very high supply of them, and the Koopas at the wedding have a high supply of them. So is there like a factory? Do you like order these online? I don't think they have an online order. Do they grow on trees? Because the fire ones grow in a field. The ice ones probably grow in a field. Do the Super Bells grow in the field? Maybe. What about the frog suit? Well, they don't show the frog suit. What about the mushrooms? I assume they also grow. So yeah. Do fire flowers have like... I'm going to think fire flowers are more of a plant and less of a power right now. But do they have natural defense against wind and rain? We see Donkey Kong blowing out a fire flower. So why wouldn't just a gust of wind take out the entire field? Or like a little rainstorm? Is there even rain there? Does the Rainbow Road cast a shadow? We see it break, meaning it is a solid and not just like a special thing. It casts light and it can be broken into little pieces, but does it cast a shadow? Maybe. Kongs are way smarter than we think for being big brutes. They have auto vehicle builders. They have massive sky arenas, a town on water, know how to drive, and advanced weaponry. Sad one, Koopas get slowly corrupted and lose sanity after death. I'm going to split it into 3 stages. Koopa, Bone Koopa, and then Dry Bones. I put Bone Koopa here because he's not acting like the Bone Koopas we see in the Luigi sequence. He's not acting like that. He's acting like just a normal Koopa. So maybe they slowly lose grip on life, which is pretty sad. There is now a giant Bowser ship just chilling in New York. What are they gonna do? Maybe it's a theme park. Maybe it's merged. So maybe like the Koopas, Bowser will rise again. Cause I'll get to that in a second. Probably more than one kingdom got sucked to the portal, because when the Bonsai Bill went off, it was like an absolute nuke. It was like a nuclear bomb. Nuclear bombs do cause a lot of damage. Causing different pieces of the kingdoms to be everywhere. Maybe like, I don't know, the Yoshi Kingdom is now in the Mushroom Kingdom, or the Yoshi Kingdom is now in Brooklyn, which is probably why we see the Yoshi egg. I don't know what that's going to do in the second movie. I hope we see Birdo in the second movie, as I'm holding up a Birdo Lego I got. I don't even have the Lego Mario, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing, but it is pretty cool. Luma wanted to be in jail, and you're probably like, well, she was like, or it was like, the sweet release of death and stuff like that, but it can create things out of thin air, like a saxophone. Why couldn't it just create, like, I don't know, a lockpick or a saw? Kind of weird. Some Goombas were traitors, probably like in Paper Mario, because we do see them in the cages. What did they do? I don't know. Donkey Kong is insanely strong. I don't even know how he didn't kill Mario in one punch. He literally pulls up over 2 entire civilizations when he's cranking it. And I know pulleys are easier to pull, but still, pulls up the Kongs, the Penguins, and the traitors. Either the prisoners had been starving for a few days, or the Koopas in clown cars came down and fed them. Probably not good food, but came down and fed them. It's not super hard for Bowser to escape. I mean, all he has to do is damage himself to get out. Maybe he will in the next movie, because he could literally just like slam his head against the metal and probably get out. The NES exists in both the Mushroom Kingdom and in the town of Brooklyn. Why do I say this? Well, we see a Toad giving an NES cartridge to another Toad. NES, SNES, I don't know which one it is. It's one of those. He gives it to another Toad, and he's like, sometimes it works, you just gotta blow into it. Yeah. Peach's parents were probably plumbers or part of the wrecking crew. Here's why I say this. It's because how else would she have wandered through the pipe? Did nobody notice she was missing? That's what strikes me odd. That's what strikes me really odd. Nobody noticed her missing. Maybe her dad is none other than Foreman Spike. Hear me out. Maybe that's why he's so mean all the time, because he has trauma from losing his only daughter. Or I'm just stupid and made that up, because he's not blonde, Peach is blonde, maybe the mother's blonde. Who made Mario and Luigi suits? Because we see baby Luigi and baby Mario wearing the same suits. My personal take, this is probably 100% wrong, is that it was the grandpa who made the suits, and now he's like really old, he can't even see, he's like, whatever. But maybe he made the suits when they were young, because he seems like a nice guy, because I remember nobody else cared about him. But yeah, just why were they wearing plumber suits as kids? Seems very, very weird. Toads are also really smart, because they have a very advanced pipe system. Maybe it's not advanced. Well, it's advanced, because it's weird. It's not, what am I saying? It's advanced. Kind of. It's like confusing. But if you showed, let's say like an 80-year-old dude a computer, they would think it's advanced, but we've grown, not we, but like, if you've grown up using a computer or have just learned, it's different. Luigi's mansion probably exists because we see King Boo. I don't know if that directly correlates to Luigi's mansion, but it probably does. Toad is probably Captain Toad. I think that's obvious knowledge, because they do play the Captain Toad theme, but the main Toad from the movie is probably none other than Captain Toad. Maybe the Koopalings already exists. I think I say this because there's Ludwig von Koopa written on Bowser's piano. Maybe that already exists. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's just a little Easter egg. Sunshine, Isle Delfino. Isle Delfino probably exists. And Sunshine Airport probably exists, because we do see Sunshine Travel Agency, which is really cool. There's a Duck Hunt restaurant, so Duck Hunt probably exists. Maybe it's just hunting of duck, but it's not even in English, so it's really weird. If there's any more implications, I will make a part 2, because I liked making this part 1. And I can't wait for the Mario movie sequel.